Hello everyone, Keza here today, bringing you the Zookeeper Ironman tips. If you didn't want to watch the video of my Ironman that took 2 hours, that's perfectly understandable. People have other things to do with their time. So I am making a new video here with a different Ironman run now that I've actually gotten a little better at it and am not finishing it at the very last second. I'm going to give some tips. Just going to jump right into it. This is going to move pretty fast because this is about 10 times speed. So starting off, of course, you just enter the Zookeeper. The limit is 2 players. You can have however many pets you want. When I enter the Zookeeper scroll, I take all of my tames, all of my Slayer weapons I'm going to be using, just everything, so I don't even have to stop at the bank or the stables. I just jump straight into the action. The 2 characters I'm taking here are my Macer Dexter Tamer, which is actually perfect for this zone because I have the damage of tames and I have the damage of Slayer weapons, and those Slayer weapons all do stamina drain, which is very important for this because all of these boss fights take a while, and if you can drain their stamina, the amount of healing you have to do to your pets is very minimal. So I think the stamina drain is pretty important. My other character is actually a T-mapping character, so they have lockpicking and cartography. Not ideal for this. You would actually want to take a Mage Tamer who probably is also a Discordance Bard, so you can put some of these bosses in Discordance. So I'm definitely lacking that. On the first boss here, the main issue you'll run into is he keeps recalling all of his summons to him, and especially with the last 2 summons it becomes a big issue because the recycle time on his resummoning is something like 10 to 12 seconds. So you can get the second to last boss away from him, but the very last boss you cannot. Mini boss, you have to paralyze him, kind of drag him around while you kill that final mini boss that he continually resummons to himself, and just hope that he doesn't stick it on you repeatedly like he does on me here. But I mean, it's a little messy. I definitely lose a lot of pets in the process, but it gets the job done. You just kind of have to run the Beastmaster around here until you can, have everything dead except him, and then you can focus him down because he takes a long time. There is no Slayer that currently works on him when I'm doing this. So yeah, I'm just hitting him with a Valorite weapon and having 15 tames hit him. It takes quite a while still. It looks fast here, but remember, this is times 10 speed. By the time this fight is done, I'm actually able to resurrect all of my pets, get them back to full health, and I'm ready to go on to the second boss after a quick bank run. You're definitely going to need to shuttle, gold back to the bank and continually get new regs and bandages and stuff. But anyways, moving on to the second boss, it's a lot easier. The first one you have to, hit the boss, get the mini bosses to spawn and drag them out, but in the second boss all of them are already spawned and you can just take them one at a time. He doesn't recall them, so it's actually a whole lot easier. You can just pull them down one at a time like this. I'm using Respawn Slayers for these second ones. By the way, all the first bosses were mostly Reptilian Death Slayers, and those are the 2 big ones you really want to have for this zone, the Reptilian Death and the Respawn. There's also Exorcism for the Obsidian Gargoyle, but if you don't have that, you'll be just fine. There's only that one mini-boss that uses that Slayer type, so yeah, definitely the Reptilian Death and Respawn Slayers are very, very useful to basically, double your Dexter's damage, and since all the pet damage here is reduced, that just makes you fly through this so much faster. You'll see I'm doing bank runs in the middle of my fights here. That really helps speed things up as well. I can drop things from one character to another or trade them or whatever. But since these fights are long, I know there's not really a lot of risk involved because I am running a vet macro on one character. I can run the other one back and save myself time of all the moving gold and resupplying, instead of doing it after fights, just doing it during fights. Of course, once you've cleared out all the mini-bosses, you can take on the second Beastmaster for a second chance at a Mask of the Wild, and of course, just because you need to kill him. Fair warning though, as you can see, he hits hard and he hits fast. My fragile little tames here are getting massacred. But it's fine, they're there to die and just do damage. It doesn't even matter if their skills are 80 or 90 or 100, they still hit plenty fine for me. But yeah, plenty of pet death for me, and just slowly work him down. Running vet macros as I can. Again, no Slayer for this guy, so you just sit there and hit him for a while and he'll go down. Once he does, of course, move on to the rabbit area. By the way, I'm just looting all the keys that these guys drop. You can loot the chests in the tents as you go. I do it after the fact here, but anyways, moving on to the rabbit. Knowing ahead of time that I'm going to be dragging a lot of the spectral rabbits away from the boss, I'm going to go ahead and clear out as many of them now as I can and try to pull the boss rabbit at the very end. And yeah, just hope for the best. I'm using the same tactic I did on the first Ironman run, which is of course to hide in this little cave thing here as soon as the waves spawn, and then jump back out and try to run off the rabbits or run off the boss so I can kill the rabbits. I kind of try to mix of both. It's just, there's too many of them to take on at once for me. My tames get too spread out and they can get killed too easily by all the spectrals, so it's just too much chaos to manage at once, so I have to kind of spread the fight out over a longer time. There is no Slayer for these little rabbits, and you cannot provoke them. So I mean, my only advice here is just kill them fast, spread them out, spread them thin, try to keep your tames alive. Just, I don't know, try to manage yourself inside the storm of chaos that's created every time a single wave comes up. You can see here, I mean, plenty more pet death on my side. As long as I kill more of them than they kill me, it's all good because I can res my pets and just keep going. Slowly I just whittle away at the boss. The knights that spawn every time a wave spawns, I've considered trying to keep them alive so that they can do some of the tanking for me, because that would be nice, but it's too difficult, because by the time I get my pets in order and get targets going and stuff, half the knights are already dead. So it's a lot. If you're using less tames than I am, maybe you can manage it. Another tactic you can use is, as soon as the wave spawns, you can use spells on one character to kite the rabbits or the boss rabbit away. He'll teleport to you, so you can just continually teleport him away from the group instead of doing this cave method that I'm using. So you just spawn a wave and then teleport him away to a new location, and then just beat him down. As soon as another wave spawns, you could teleport him away again with spells. So it's up to you. There's multiple ways you can approach this boss. You can see here that the number of rabbits I'm dragging off is getting pretty crazy. They do pile up in the back if you use this method. It just becomes a giant maze of spectral rabbits back there that you're trying to avoid while keeping the boss rabbit paralyzed towards the cave entrance or wherever you're trying to fight him. Yeah, so it's, I mean, I'm sure someone will find a better method of doing this in the future. I know there's also another method of just throwing trash dragons at the main boss and releasing them, because once you throw a dragon at him and release it, it will still keep aggro on him. So you can just continually grab more dragons and throw them at him, and then they're doing the damage and getting damaged by the boss, and you can deal with the spectrals. So I know that method works. I don't know, I found this one to be the best for me. And on this go around, I did keep my Repawn Slayer on me because I knew I'd be coming up here to take on these jungle titans if I could ever get my pets and tames and stuff away from these rabbits that are aggroing up on the cliff. That is another really annoying part about trapping half the spectrals up on a ledge, is your tames are going to just endlessly re-aggro on them. But anyways, yeah, if you have time, clear out the jungle titans. Good loot, carve them for peck meat, get the plat, all that good stuff. So now that it's pretty much clear zone, I'm going to go ahead and finish with things like looting the chests. I already did the third chest while I was fighting that last jungle titan. I'm going to hand out slots at the fence. A lot of people, make others pay for them, but when I'm just doing this for fun, I always did the slots for free at the fence. So yay to the people who got those free slots. I'm not even sure who half of them are. I just handed them out because I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. I was just moving as quick as I could here to try to bank stuff, resupply, and then go out. And my plan was to try to kill as many spectral rabbits as I could at the end, just because I'm curious to see if dragging off the main boss and killing all the spectrals was possible within the time frame. And as you can see from the time remaining and how many spectrals I end up killing here, it is possible to kill all of the rabbits, but it takes a very long time, and you would be very, very close to the 2-hour time limit. As I'm killing, I think, one of the last rabbits on this, the time pretty much goes all the way out. So yeah, you'd be cutting it really close. You definitely have to run off or trap most of the spectrals on cliffs. Just find some way to remove a lot of them from the equation, because I don't know any way you could do enough damage. I mean, maybe if you have the Discordance character you can get through them a little quicker, but there's just so many rabbits. Anyways, I was hoping to keep this video a little under 10 minutes. It went a little over, that's fine. When you complete the scroll, whether you exit the zone beforehand or the time runs out, you'll get the 2 Pegasus statues on your character that was holding the scroll from the start and initiated it. And it should tell you that, you completed it. You got yes, yes, yes on all the treasures and boss kills, and you have a fancy new Iron Man trophy. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Hopefully you enjoyed this quicker Zookeeper Ironman tips video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I get to see you guys around in game sometime.